Right then, hello and welcome to video number 2 of me and Jimmy at Velo Bavarian bike shop. Today we're doing how to fix a puncture. Well, actually how to change a tyre. But if you had a puncture, this is what you'd probably do. Yeah. You just wouldn't put a new tyre on, you'd take the inner tube out and pump it up. Now, we all know notoriously I've not been that great. There has been numerous occasions where I've had to ring Kyle to come and rescue me, but no more, my friends, because I found this little gadget called the tyre glider. Now, without this, I wouldn't be able to have survived.
I think you used it when we did a gravel ride once, and it did impress me.
It is really
I'm still
good.
a little bit old school. I will just, I'll still use a tyre lever, or if it's a loose tyre, you can get it off without, but normally I'll still just use a tyre lever.
So yeah, we'll show you this today as well, because I find it really, really helpful. I've tried tyre levers, they are good, but I do find this really, really good. And we're putting on some new tyres that came through the post today. Oh, that was a squeaky floor. I've not been eating beans on toast. So these tyres, I am sponsored by Panna Racer. Basically that means they send me free tyres, for total honesty. And if you want some yourself, you can use ZAMY10 for 10% off. So that's the ad over. Nice. Anyway, right, these are the Joro 30C. Now I love these because I've done 10,000 miles on, not on one set of tyres obviously, sorry. On 2 sets though. I've done 5,000 miles on each set. Is that?
That's good.
More than down to the thread. And I've only had one puncture in 10,000 miles, so I wouldn't actually choose any other tyre, if I'm totally honest. Jimmy, do you want to do first?
Yep, I'll sort of show you
method.
My method.
Yeah.
There is plenty of methods out there that people do definitely get a bit wrong, and I've definitely had people come in and then maybe they're even to the point in which their hands are bleeding or something like that, like they just can't get it on and off, they're wrestling with a tyre. You know, some brands are quite hard, or like harder to get on and off than others. There's definite combination factor between the two, you know, wheels and tyres, that make it a bit easier. You know, older wheels that were narrow were almost harder to get on and off, and again the earlier tubeless tyres were really hard to get on and off, sort of thing. But how I would always start,
we're doing tubes, by the way, we'll do tubeless for another video.
So you don't have a puncture in this aspect, but you've just been away, so they are flat. I would let out as much air as you possibly can, and then I would basically push. So normally nowadays on modern wheels, they will pop on, which what that means is the bead has popped onto the sort of tyre, onto the wheel, sort of thing. So what you need to do to start off with is pop that off. Now that can be quite tricky. This is the hardest bit to start off with, but I tend to just push it over. So I'll grab the tyre and I'll push it over. And what that'll do, and then you'll be able to see a little bit of rim tape, or you'll be able to see the inside of the tyre. Now this bit's still attached, so I'll just go round now. I'll just push it all off. Push it all into the middle? All the way into the middle, yeah. So on a wheel, when I get the tyre off I'll show, but it's kind of, there's a little groove in the middle, and that's, if you can get the whole of the bead, which is this sort of more ridged bit around the edge, you get all of that into that little ridge, into that little dip, it will make it looser and easier to get on and off. Right. Especially with tubeless wheels and stuff like that, it can get a little bit harder to get them on and off.
So you're putting both sides into the middle?
Yeah, you're putting them both into the middle, which will make it a lot looser to get on and off. Yeah. So if you can't do it with your thumbs, obviously I do these every single day, so you can just grab the tyre and just push your hands over in that sort of thing. This is something that can be a bit tricky when you've got cold hands and you're at the side of the road and all that sort of thing, but just take your time and you'll get it done, or practice at home.
Yeah, before, because I did All Points North this year, which is an endurance race, you're not had any help from anyone if you get any punctures or mechanicals. So I literally spent I used to have Thursday as a rest day where I didn't do any exercise after work. Every Thursday night I used to take my tyres on and off my bike to practice. So, and it does really help. So just practice at home when you're calm, and then you know you can do it. So when you're outside, then you don't get stressed because you know you can do it. So just stay calm and do it. But yeah, you've got to practice. Don't go out on a ride not knowing how to do it, because that's the worst thing you can do.
No, and even if you've got like a second bike, a lot of people have a gravel bike, a second bike, I practice on that one. You know, practice gravel tyres, especially when you've got a bit more rubber to hold on to, it can be easier to practice with that one. You know, a lot of mechanics will frown upon using tyre levers and stuff like that, but I say they were invented for a reason, you know, and they're really good at what they do. So I'll pretty much always use them. You know, I always keep 2 in my saddlebag, but you can get, one thing I will say is invest in a good set. There's brands out there that are really expensive, or you can get gliders and stuff like that, but don't stick with like, you used to get ones that came in puncture repair kits and they were rubbish and they would just snap and stuff like that. And there's nothing worse than when you're out 2 hours from home and you snap both your tyre levers. You can't get it off, and then you have to, call. But
call Kyle.
I have a sort of rule now where I will start now, once I've popped it all off, I will start at the valve and I will finish the whole process at the valve. What I'll normally do now is I'll just pop my tyre lever underneath either side. And then I'll just push them both down. It has popped off, but it's not a problem. And I'll just sort of, in a sense, push my lever over a little bit to that point. Once you get to that point, it's not normally going to pop back on.
Right.
Okay. So what I would do in this scenario is I would push around with my thumbs, but I think that's not okay for most people. But what you can do is pick up your tyre levers and you can just pop that back in, and you can then just pull it towards you, and normally you can work your way around with it like that, you see? So that is in a sense the same as your glider's going to do later when you do it. You can do that with a tyre lever. So you want to be pushing up into it and pull along round. You don't need to be too careful with your tyre levers at this point, because you're taking out a tube that has a puncture.
Right.
So don't worry about, I don't want to pinch this one. Doesn't matter as much, because you're going to change this tube anyway. If you want to go home and fit a patch, you can. I will then normally still go quite close to the valve, and I'll then just pull the tube out. Right. Okay. Now, at this point, you'll find the tyre without the tube in, maybe it's a tubeless tyre, same process exactly, will be quite loose. So obviously, if you're just putting a tube back in, you put a tube back in at this point, we're going to swap the tyre. So because it's so loose, you should be able to maybe see me through there. Okay. I will normally now at this point just pinch it, hold it with a hand at this point, just push down.
Right.
And it will pop, 9 times out of 10 it'll pop off. You can just put a tyre lever in there and just do exactly the same process and just pop it off. And when it's loose like that, it'll come off easy without the tube in. And get the new tyre.
Fresh tread.
Now do these, I don't know,
like
do they have a direction?
I don't think they do, but it might be worth checking.
Yeah, because there will be people on the internet that will get very angry.
I did once put some winter tyres on the wrong direction. And I went on a ride and I was like, oh, the tyres are the wrong way.
Sometimes I don't think it really makes much difference. But yeah, a lot of the time it's to do with like displacing water from the centre and stuff like that. So I'm going to say these do not have a direction.
I don't think they do.
This is like a bit of a silly rule, but I'll say it because everyone will call it out otherwise. So you need to basically line up your logos.
I've
with your
heard
valves.
this.
So there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either line your brand logo up. Okay, which I think I'm not going to do in this aspect. I think I'm going to go for the actual model of the tyre, because it's a bit of a bigger thing. So someone will tell you that it's so that when you get a puncture you'll be able to find the valve easier, blah blah blah, but it's meant to be so that it looks quite good. So we're going to line the sort of model up with the valve hole. Get the centre of your logo in there, and then sort of move your hands around.
It's always harder with a new tyre as well, because they're quite stiff. The older your tyre gets, it's easier to change it.
So when we don't have a valve in, this next bit doesn't really matter. So there is no way of stopping it from getting into that groove there. So I'll normally rest it on my feet, rest the wheel on my feet, and I'll normally just push down, and I'll be able to, this one's quite a loose tyre, so I'll be able to pop that on. Now if you can't, if you're at that point, there is no harm in just getting a tyre lever and just pushing that last little bit over. At this point, you're not.
These tyres are quite easy to change.
I would say that was probably one of the easier ones I've done for a while.
They're the easiest ones I've managed to find, which is
why I love them as well, because I need an easy tyre to change. I had so many years, well not years, but so many months of really tyres that were way too tight on the rim. It was impossible. Even with a tyre glider, I just couldn't do it. So yeah, I'm glad I found these.
Just as long as you're making sure that the bead of the tyre is into that groove, and you're pushing your weight down, I'd say most people will be able to push that over. Now at this point we'll grab our tube off the side of the road or wherever it is and put that through the valve hole, and then
every time I see valve hole it makes me think of a whale. I think of a blowhole.
Yeah.
That's a great technique there. Do we doing a leg workout at the same time?
I always do it like this. I think it looks a bit funny, but it's the way I've always done it. But basically, all I'm doing is I'm making sure that the tube is over the ridge of the wheel. So you kind of, the tube's all the way in, all the way around.
Because you don't want to squat, you don't want to squish.
No, and if you kind of spend a little bit of time at this point, again, if you're at home, just spend as much time as possible, just making sure that it is all the tube is all the way on the inside of the rim, all the way around. And I'll grab me Panaracer logo, and I'll just pinch, and I'll, in a sense, move my thumb along, just pinching, and I'm just pinching the other side of the tyre into the rim. Yeah. And I'll just work my way around as I go down. And if you do it like this, you can use your body weight to press on the tyre. Yeah. So you can sort of press down, until you get to this point. Now at this point, it'll quite often get a little bit hard. This is the point where I normally start crying. This is when you want to go back to the top and just pinch. So like earlier when we pushed it off the bead, you want to go back around and just pinch it, so that you can both sides see that rim tape again. It's quite easy to see on this one because it's got the red rim tape. Sometimes they've got black rim tape and it's a bit trickier to see. But if you just work the tyre round, you'll find it'll get looser again round the other end. So then, in a sense, I will then just rub my thumb down the tyre, and you should be able to get to there. Now, I'll be able to push this on, but you won't. You might not be able to. So now, once you get to that point, for most people, I would just kind of hold it in one hand, push a lever underneath, and just slowly push over. And I'll just check. Quite often, if you're going to pinch it, it'll pinch right here. Right. So if it's going to pinch, you can go back on yourself, pull it back off, and you can then push that tube back under. Yeah, you don't want to pinch the tube. You don't want to pinch it, no. It's going to make it have a But normally, blowout. You can kind of go under, and because you've spent that little bit of time earlier pushing it into the inside the rim, it shouldn't pinch. Right. Until you're at this point.
This is always the bit I struggle with. It's the horrid bit. Okay. Hold on. We're in. We're on.
And now, one last thing before I pump it up. Is I will just get my valve and I'll push it up into the tyre. Sometimes it can get a little bit caught either side of the valve at this point, and then when you pump it up, you'll have a little bobble. Right. And it'll kind of go dum dum dum. Okay. And all it needs to really be done is that valve just needs to be pushed up into the tyre a little bit. And then one last thing I'll do is I'll always spin the wheel. Yeah. And I'll just have a little look to see how that's seated. It's seated okay. So I think, and normally you see here there's like a little line. Yeah. And if you can see that all the way around the wheel. Yeah. It's seated. If it has got a bit of a bobble on it, like it's not quite seated right, is the wording we'd use, and it looks a bit wobbly, and you're like, my wheel's not damaged, why is it wobbly? I would then normally pump it up to its maximum. So on here, it's 100. You may hear one last little pop a lot of the time. Then what I'd do is I'd then just drop it down to the pressures you want to run. So, you know, that'd be like 60, 70, whatever it'll be. There are websites online that you can literally put in the tyre you've got, the weather you're going to ride in, the terrain, all that sort of stuff, and they will give you the exact pressure you're meant to run. I only ever do it for like a gravel race or like an actual, if it's an event I've trained a long time for, I will then just do whatever it says online. But for most people, you know, a rough guide is, you know, sort of, if you're between sort of 70 and 80 on the road, that's fine for most people nowadays.
Right. It's my turn now. So first of all, I'm going to take the tyre off. Now, this is not a Panaracer tyre. I have blacked out the logo because I'm not meant to have any other tyres. I was in Wales and I went to a bike shop and they told me that my tyres were basically very dangerous down to the thread, and I was like, oh dear. So they gave me some others. So right, I'm going with what Jimmy told me. Put it into the middle first. Yeah. I'm going to try and go speed demon mode. Round I go. Hey, you've got blue inside this one. Oh, because they also, when they took my tyre off, because they changed it for me, they said that my tape on the inside had gone weird or something, so they put some new tape on. It's blue. Right, so we're going both sides, yeah?
Yep.
Both sides, round. My next arm workout. I'm a bit worried about this. I've never taken one of these tyres off. I can trust my Panna Racers, but this one might be a bit stiffer. So. That's
one of the tougher brands. I can tell the brand by the tread, so I'd say it's one of the tougher brands.
Oh dear.
It's a brand that begins with V, just so you...
It's Victoria. Right, now, I'm going from the valve, Jimmy. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So now my little trusty tyre glider here.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure I'm using it right, because I've forgotten how to use it. No, I'm not really. Right, hang on, I've not used it in ages. So what you do is you literally hook it under, like that, pull it out, yeah, and then you literally just pull it towards you. And it's really good, because you've got something to grip onto. Whoa, but don't drop it like that. So you literally just pull it, and it comes round. See, it's already out now, that bit. Easy as ABC. Right, now, I'm going to take the tube out. See, now even that bit used to be hard for me.
Yeah, that was quicker than me, I will say that.
Tyre glider, honestly, I think it's only about £5 or something, but honestly, it saves your life. Me and Carl have both got one now, I swear by them.
So you'll have to take you've got a little thing, the nut things on it. So you have to unscrew that. The other wheel didn't have it.
They put that on in Wales, I don't normally keep this on, extra weight.
Yeah, it stops the rattle, sometimes you get a bit of a rattle, but...
Sorry, I'm
a lot of TT bikes, so just put a bit of there's probably loads of them on the floor somewhere.
Right, blooming it. Why is it not coming out? Oh, hang on, I'm taking the paper with it. Right, that's that out. That's done. Right, now we're going to take this bad boy off now.
So yeah, inside you'll see how loose that was. That was quite,
Jimmy, I'm thinking you've got a new mechanic coming.
That's it, I know. We do need someone else, actually. You
need someone?
Yeah. Maybe I'll just get you to come in and just do tyres.
Don't tell Luke. He'll be signing me up. Right, next one. Yeah, I could just come and do tyres all day.
We'll get a few books in here so you can sell some books.
Yeah.
And then,
Imagine how good you'd get if you just did it all day though.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I probably do, on average, I guess I'm probably doing somewhere between 8 and 10 tyres a week, probably.
Oh, really?
It's not every day. It's not on every day you're doing...
Kyle's calling me.
Yeah.
Shall I answer?
See what he says.
Kyle, what do you want? I'm doing a tyre here. Hang on.
He's helping me. I've told him to call you.
Kyle, you're live on YouTube.
Yeah, right.
Are you okay?
Yeah, you still at BB?
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
Are you coming?
Well, no, I'm not long left, so...
Right, alright then. I'll see you home. Just a bit worried because the GoPro is going to die and we've got to finish this video.
50%.
Oh, no, it's alright.
Okay, love you. Say hi to Jimmy.
Hey up, Jimmy, alright?
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Say hi.
You're slowing her down. This is good.
Say hi to YouTube.
Yeah, you're alright.
Right, anyway, I'm trying to beat Jimmy's time, so I've got to go. Bye, love you. You didn't even time me, Jimmy, so.
No.
Right,
no.
Anyway, but I think I was faster there.
Yeah. Yeah. The Tyre glider is.
Have you ever used a Tyre glider, Jimmy?
No, I've seen you use it once on a ride, but that's.
Are you tempted now?
Yeah, maybe I do need to get one actually.
Now this is the hard bit because it's a new tyre, so I'm doing what you said, Jim. I'm going to line up the.
Yeah. Again, you're going with the.
Well, it's got
the model of tyre rather than.
Match now, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So right, this is the annoying bit because it's like it's all crumpled up. Why is it crumpled?
So put it on your foot. Rest it on your shoe. So the other way around. So go. No. So like this. Go like that and put those bits on your shoe, and then you'll be able to use your thumbs now to sort of. There we go.
Mould it on. Because normally, I mean, I have put a new tyre on before, but they are a bit more tricky.
Yes.
Tricky. Oh geez, here we go. Now this is the bit that I don't like.
There you go.
I mean, I feel like I'm doing yoga down here. Oh geez, we're going. Now I might need to use the tyre glider to even get this bit on. Oh no.
I think you got it.
Come on. I'm engaging either tiger mode, aka.
There we go.
Hey.
See, look.
Oh, my facial expression then is going to be like. Actually, to be fair, it wasn't actually that hard. I think I over exaggerated that.
You're a little bit off on this side, so I'm just going to help you.
Oh yeah.
There we go. These are quite loose tyres. So
these tyres are honestly the easiest I've found now. Found my blowhole.
Yeah.
That is what I'm going to call it from now on. because it came in my head. Right, we're going to put him in. Now this one looks like it slips as well, I can't tell. Oh no, it's alright, it's going in. Now we don't want to pinch it, but we're going to put it all in here.
Yeah.
I hate how fiddly it is, that's the annoying thing, you know what I mean? It's really fiddly.
It gets less fiddly, I think. The more you do, the more you kind of just have a routine for it all.
I'm going for the flamingo stand when I do it. That's how I do it, in one leg. I'm not going to squat like you.
No, mine's, I don't know. It's probably something I've done since I was like 14 and just carried it on.
Right, so that's all in. We're making sure it's right in the rim.
Yeah.
It's not going to pinch. We don't want a pinch puncture.
No.
We don't want any pinch points, as they say. Right, now this is where we have to start putting it back on now.
Yeah, so again now, valve at the bottom, and then rest it on your feet again, because that'll give you a little bit of room off the floor. And then you should be able to pinch.
Start.
So just, first thing is get that first bit in, and then you'll be able to slowly move around. There you go.
Yeah, because sometimes what happens is you move around.
And now if you start moving that hand
it's coming out on the other side, isn't it? That's what's annoying. And then we're going to engage the thumb action.
Yeah.
Hope I've not got dandruff, because if I have, you'll not be able to see it. Right, I hope I don't. I use good shampoo, it's alright. Right then, that's my overthinking it. Right, now actually I've done quite well to get to that point.
Yeah.
Because
so we're pretty close. So now you can go back to the other side and you can pinch all the way around.
Oh yes, that's the bit that makes it easier.
Yeah.
So we're going to pinch.
So you can see that blue on both sides. Yeah.
Back into that's the bit I always forget, you know.
Yeah, and it's when then
make it easier.
It's because then in the next bit you'll start getting annoyed, or people will start getting annoyed, and then it becomes way harder. So these little bits just make it a little bit easier. Because
when you get to this point where I'm at now, which is the last push, this is the bit
now,
where you can start to lose the will.
Flip it back around. I reckon you'll be able to get this on without the Tyre glider.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've never been able to do that, Jimmy.
I reckon you will. Look.
Right, okay, engage. Oh god, no, Jimmy, I think you...
Just slowly work it on.
Okay.
Just this,
Where's the will, there's a way. Okay, no, I am going to use Tyre glider, Jimmy, because it is too hard for me. But I've never been able to do it just with my hands. Maybe one day, if I do a few press-ups. So I'll show you the Tyre glider. So basically what you do, you hook that bit underneath your tyre, and you push it on. So push it where it's already in. So for example here, push down, and then you literally just push. Now it is still a bit hard when it's a new tyre especially, but there we go.
There we go.
That wasn't that bad. Are you impressed with that, Jimmy?
I am, yeah. I think you're gonna have to send me a link to this one.
Hang on, pull that bit off.
Yeah, all the little plastic bits.
Right, so basically that bit, you use that bit to hook it underfoot off, and then that bit to push it back on. And honestly, I've done that myself.
Yeah.
I'm very happy about that. Because when I was in Wales, when I made the YouTube video, I basically got worried that I couldn't do it myself, and I went to a bike shop and put the new tyre on. But now I know I can do it myself.
Yeah, definitely.
No more excuses. Whenever I get a puncture, I do it myself now.
Yeah. And you just pump it up and then check that it's all seated, and then...
Yeah. We won't do the pump up, we've seen that already. And
I will say though, because someone's going to call you out for this, the logo's not quite in line.
Oh jeez, look, it's not. Oh.
But that means you can practice it again.
I failed at the final
hurdle.
Oh well, I think it's good luck, you know. It's good to be different, isn't it? I mean, yeah, we've got a wonky logo, but the tyre's on. That's the most important thing. So, yeah. Thank you, Jimmy.
No problem at all.
We will be recording a tubeless tyre video. We've not got time today because it is 10 to 6 in the PM. We've got homes to get to.
Definitely.
Jimmy's been here all day. Jimmy's going swimming later, aren't you, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a swim. So
yeah, we will do the tubeless tyre video in a few weeks' time. So we're back for that, and we'll get Kyle to come to that one as well, because he needs to learn about that too. So thank you so much, Jimmy.
No worries.
I'll say goodbye.
See you later.
Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. We're about to come back on. Jimmy can't resist having to go with the tyre glider. What do you think of it, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's almost annoyingly quite good. I don't have one, and I'm going to have to get one.
Hi, Luke.
Hi, Amy.
Have you got a tyre glider?
A tyre glider?
No, it's not a tyre. Is it? Yeah, it's a tyre glider. Have you ever seen one of these?
A tyre glider.
Jimmy is really impressed, and he's going to buy one. Seriously, this isn't an ad, by the way.
Jimmy's gone down on my estimations.
Why have you not seen one of these?
Show me how it works.
Honestly, it's the best thing ever. I can do it on my own with this.
Go on then.
I've just done it on a video.
Oh.
Do you want me to do it again?
No, I'll watch the video.
Jimmy will show you though, because Jimmy wants to have a go with it. That's how much
Okay.
he's impressed by it. I love Jimmy's squat when he does that.
Someone's got just big
I have a
glass.
few things like this. Like when I bartake, I sit on the bike.
Oh, you didn't use it, Jimmy?
I didn't need it.
Oh, we're going to show Luke. Luke, you haven't watched the video now.
I've got the video.
Right, we're just about to say goodbye now anyway, so you can say bye too.
Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.